Taurus, I hear that there is a birthing taking place of what you have become immersed within. This is the Arcana Veil. This is the Taurus Collective. Let's have a look. We have partners. Okay, that's very interesting. We have immersive. Well, there you go. And we have the rider going on a trip. Capricorn. Right. Now that is also very important for us to understand, that you're going through a process where you are uniting the masculine and the feminine principles within yourself. Think of it as yin and yang. You're actually putting the wheel together now. You're building that wheel of fortune within your deeper consciousness. This experience, you are becoming immersed within the reality of the water, the emotions that hold its sacred path for you between the masculine and the feminine principles. In other words, in another way, we can understand that the journey is towards building Capricorn, driven, patience, strategy, determination within the pathway that you're now focusing on. You're building a new pathway with determination, being in control of your emotions by finally uniting the masculine and the feminine principles within. And these principles are based on how you I want to show you with my hands. Give, receive in that way. Okay. Give, masculine, receive, feminine. You're bringing these two in balance with one another. This is something that hasn't really been promoted as much as it should be. I think that the understanding of the meaning of masculine and feminine principles within really do relate to how balanced you now will become, especially with this, the sun and the moon here, as indicating that you are on this journey now where you are ready to immerse yourself in that pathway. You could say, obviously for some of you, you might be going on a trip or traveling somewhere. And for others, you are embarking on this journey where you're deciding to set a new course to align towards. Let's have a look and see what is in the tarot for you. We have the Three of Swords here. There's a healing taking place of the heart, very much so. Recovering from something that has caused some pain. For some others of you, there might be a relationship that's actually, you're finally healing the parts inside of yourself that related to how you were in relation to others. And that is also coming through very strongly. That is a part of your wisdom that you are experiencing in this new passage. We have Justice here under the rider, where you're definitely placing yourself on this journey. You are the road is you. You are the rider on the road that is you in the becoming. And this is Justice setting itself on course for you. We have the King of Coins here. And we have the Three of Coins here, which means ready to go into business, starting something new, a new direction. You've been building for some time now. I can see that you have been working to build towards that pathway. In its nature, you are deep diving into what is inherent in your truest nature. What is in your true nature is coming through here as portraying the passage or the rite of passage in some sort of initiation process, especially because of the way that you start off with from the healing what has once been something that was in your heart, a wound. Now, wisdom here, obviously, it goes without saying, we all gain wisdom from healing when we immerse ourselves into really truly understanding who we are and how we are in relation to others around us. The coins, the King of Coins here, the offerings, as in starting the business, driven, patience, strategy, definitely starting up something new, some new business coming through. And Three of Coins, if not business, then offerings to support you in where you're going towards, even if it's just the smallest little nuance of something that is reflecting itself for you. You can see this in your environment around you, towards you, as you have it with towards it. That is another relationship that takes place here. Let's have a look and see in the underworld for you. We have the 10 of Wands here. Eight of Wands underneath the Three of Swords. It's taken a lot of power, a lot of energy to bring the healing to take place. You may have taken 8 months or even 8 years in order, or 8 weeks. 8 is quite important here. It's prominent. It's presenting the fact that you've taken that long. It's a very long healing process that you've done, that you've made to change your pathway going forward for you, to gain more wisdom in this. We have the Fool under wisdom. Every time you learn, you gain a new step towards, or a new cycle through which you are exploring your personal reality. Just need to see if you can see it all here. I'll pull them up. Card has fallen. Gosh. Okay. Short nails. Alright. We have the King of Vessels under the Justice here. Very much, like I've said before, if you've been here for a while and you've been looking at these cards particularly, you'll see that the King of Vessels is definitely bringing his offering of what is within his heart towards the pathway that he's taking. And with this, there is the justice that is taking place in a way that requires you to now focus on how to operate the reality that you're going towards, or on this journey, with a lot more control over your heart space. For some of you, you may have been naive, perhaps, which is never wrong. It's never a bad thing to be naive. I think most humans are naive in terms of how the reality communicates back with them. Taurus being gentle, actually, deeply caring, and will trust things. Some of you may have trusted people too easily. There's nothing wrong with that, and you've been burned by that. And this is why you're now much more in control of your vessel, of the heart, of the soul space, in which you will decide who can partake of your joy and who not. This is why the Capricorn aspect is aspected here in your reading, because that is the presenting dominant space that you will be moving in towards. Let's have a look and see some more here. We have the Queen of Wands under the King of Coins. So maybe dealings with a fire sign, maybe dealing with a person who is very much like a Queen of Wands. Could be the other part of you that is really presenting yourself, that you're playing very carefully between the masculine and the feminine principles here, which is in the hidden, and that is which is in the outside or observed, the mid-heavens and the heavens, the upper heavens, and that which is in the underworld is very well balanced in your pathway for you going forward. There is a lot of fire that you are using to forge coins with. In other words, you're using all of that creative juices to build forward momentum as you're going towards your pathway. At the heart of the nature, we see the Justice and the King of Vessels, as I said, under the Road and the Rider, which very much suggests also, again, another balance here between the masculine and the feminine, which is why this passage for some of you or this reading might be for some of you based on your inner personal relationship with who you are versus what you are and what you are capable of doing. Definitely new work, new job, new something. The Magician coming up very powerfully here, where the King and the King of Coins and the Three of Coins are in adjacent, touching the Queen of Wands here, suggesting that you're creating an arc of fire as you're moving towards the direction which you're seeking to experience, using those angles or arcs of light inside of your soul. King of Vessels, presenting the star, very well placed here as that what you seek to encounter and experience in your journey going forward. You set your mind and your heart space in the right way. You've come upright to yourself. That was the first way of approaching this. And now you are finally seeing the angle, or the arc as I call it, of your pathway, leading you towards your path going forward for this week. Taurus, this was your reading. Have an excellent week. Until next time.